Mercedes predicted the future, but we weren't ready for it. This is the Mercedes C63 SE Performance, and it's the fastest and most technically advanced C63 there's ever been. And that was the problem. The C63 has always been about an old school approach to performance, a big V8 up front, rear wheel drive and job done. And instead we got this, a 2-litre hybrid powertrain. Now, I'm not going to base this review on the fact that this misses out on a traditional V8. I'm going to base this review on this sole product because it's impressive. Firstly, the figures: 671 horsepower and 1020 Newton meters of torque. That's more torque than the new BMW M5 in a C-Class. And those are figures which can't be ignored. In fact, I would say this car is that ahead of its time that I feel as if there was a generation of C63 missing. There should have been one between this and the car it replaced. The thing is, if a manufacturer is to downsize from a V8, then at minimum, Mercedes should have gone to a 6-cylinder engine instead. And in fact, that's what is rumoured to be powering the next C63. So essentially, Mercedes knew that they messed up. Or did they? They knew what they were doing, and I just think no one was ready for something like this. In terms of the car though, I have to say, it drives brilliant. It's very, very fast. No one has ever doubted the performance of this new 63. It's just so clinical. You see, the old C63 was like walking into a pub and drinking a nice cold pint of beer. Whereas this new one is still like going to the pub. However, your order is a bottle of vodka. Why? I'll tell you why, because it's the most efficient way to get drunk. And that's what this new C63 is like. There's no drama about it. It just gets the job done. Bang, you're done. If you want to go fast, okay, there you go. No drama. And now I shall show you how fast this car is by launching it from 0 to 60. Mercedes say it should go from 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. But before we launch it, on your screen now are the stats and figures on this car. So pause your screen if you'd like to look into them. Okay, we've got everything in sport mode. Race start, here we go. Well, it was supposed to be. There we go. That's quick. Oh, 3.06 seconds. That's quicker than a G80 M3. I don't think I've ever seen a standard M3 do anywhere near that. And that just shows you the level of performance with the new C63. No one's ever doubted the performance, and that just shows how fast this is. That's almost a sub 3 second car. Let's try once more to see if we can just nip into the twos. Imagine. Here we go. Yes, we've done it. Oh, wow. Well, there's your sign to buy this new C63. 2.92 seconds, 0 to 60. I've not launched a car for a while which has done sub 3 seconds. I'm impressed. I really like this car. Just goes to show. Sorry, I'm speechless. Honestly, I don't know what to say. That is just so impressive. That's what this car stacks up against. And what a beast Mercedes have made. So there's absolutely no denying that this is a fast car, but there's also no denying that this is a looker too. It's a good looking car. It looks like a miniature AMG 4-door in my opinion. But if we were to compare this against the G80 M3, which is a very aggressive looking car, this is still aggressive looking, but it's not as in your face as compared to the M3. There's a touch of class to it, which AMG are famed for, but you've got the vertical slapped grille, a more aggressive style front bumper, wider front arches, and this bonnet vent here. And as we come to the side profile of the C63, the most interesting part is the fact that this sits 50mm longer than the standard C-Class. Why? Well, that's to allow for larger radiators to allow for more cooling into the hybrid system. And when we look into the wheels, 20s front and rear, and behind them sit carbon ceramic brakes, which are an optional extra. And how fantastic does that wheel setup look, by the way? This car is standard, doesn't need lowering, does it? Or spacing out. Well done, Mercedes. BMW, you should take note. Anyway, here you've got a badge which says Turbo E-Performance, which lets everyone know that this doesn't have a V8, but is powered by some sort of electrical performance hybrid system. Open this flap here. Come on. There we go. Here is your electrical charging port. So that's on that side. On the other side is where you fill up with petrol. And when we come to the rear design of this car, it's a lot more conservative as compared to the rest of the design. That's simply because it looks a little bit more like a standard C-Class from this point of view. However, what is complemented the aggressive touches are the quad tailpipes, this carbon fibre diffuser down here, and I like this carbon fibre lip spoiler. However, one disappointing fact about the new C63 is this here, the boot space. 279 litres. Okay, that might not mean a lot to you. However, that's 42% less than the BMW M3. And I've just realised that that's electrically assisted and not pressed the button. Anyway, this is what this car sounds like. And up front we have this controversial engine. In fact, it's the most powerful production 4-cylinder engine ever made. 476 horsepower without any electrical assistance. It's the same engine found in the A45S. The only difference is the fact that it's tuned up and it's mounted longitudinal. There's nothing wrong with this engine. Everything about it is impressive, apart from the fact that, you know what I'm going to say. And we've also got to look at this car's competitors, because for me, the benchmark in this class is the G80 M3, and we have to admit, BMW created something special with that car. It's an everyday performance car which doesn't really compromise on anything. And if you want to buy a G80 M3, it's going to cost you somewhere in the region of, let's say, £85,000 starting. And this is another problem with this car, its price tag. £97,000 starting. I'm pretty sure this car comes in at over £110,000. That's like BMW M5 money. It's absurd, isn't it? And that's another problem as to why this car probably failed. Nothing to do with the engine, it's just expensive. And the M3 came with 2 more cylinders too. It was a no-brainer to buy the M3 over the C63. Well, after being behind the wheel, I think there's a lot more to this car than the badge on the boot and the number of cylinders under the bonnet. It's definitely easier to live with than an M3. It's less crashy over bumps, and therefore it's just an overall better experience when you're to live with it on a day-to-day basis. Another thing, because it's hybrid, it gives you around 9 miles of range. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't sound like much, but this battery isn't designed for efficiency. It's only there for performance, and it recharges really quickly. I mean, 9 miles, that can get you to the shops and back on EV mode only, which is pretty good, really. The interior experience for me is just better than an M3. I think the use of materials are better. There's carbon fibre here, the way it's all put together, the steering wheel, all the technology that's gone into it is better than an M3 in my opinion. This infotainment screen here, the way it's positioned, it's more user friendly as opposed to the iDrive screen you get in the M3. So if we press the home menu here, you've got performance, so you've got the driving and all that sort of stuff, and you've got track pace. So I hereby confirm, yes, whatever. So if we go on track race, you've got all the circuits. And I think I know what you're all going to be saying now. Yes, get in on a track battle. I'd love to, honestly. And you've also got a drag race here. So to start measurement, it says first stop the vehicle, then pull away. So we're just going to quickly stop here. We've got no traffic behind us, thank God. So it'll all look. And if I go now, look. What did I say? Do 0 to 60 and then? Why has it gone on weather? Cancel, go back. I don't know what went on then.
Fine, thank you.
What the hell is going on? Hey Mercedes. Hey Mercedes.
How may I help you?
How are you doing today?
All the better for hearing your voice.
Why didn't you put a V8 in this car?
If I can't help you with a particular question, you can say all the better for hearing your yes?
The hell's it doing? Stop it. And then comes the power. Not performance-wise, just general driving. It's effortless. There's zero turbo lag. Because it's hybrid, you've got that instant boost of acceleration from the electric motor, and then the engine comes in. So from that aspect, I find myself revving the engine less than you would in a typical M3. Now don't get me wrong, yes, I am a car enthusiast, but I quite like the way a hybrid powertrain works. I'm not saying this is a better car than the M3. I would always find myself picking the M3 over this in pretty much any occasion. However, there are some points which have to be mentioned as to where this does excel over the M3, and there are a few. And one thing I haven't mentioned yet about this car is its weight. It's over 200 kilos heavier than the M3, meaning it weighs in at over 2.1 tons. But I'm not mad at the fact that this car weighs 2.1 tons. New cars are good. New cars have a way of hiding the weight so well, like the new M5, which I just took around Europe. Yes, it weighs 2.5 tons. Can you feel it? No. Does it feel like an M car? Yes, it does. And it's the same with this. Well, that's what we're going to hope for anyway. So let's have a look what settings we got. Got an individual, so drive and race, suspension sport. Let's go sport plus for now. And dynamics, am I master? Well, let's keep it in pro. Right, gearbox, 9 speed, second gear. Tight bend here. What's the balance of the car like? Firstly, we've got 4-wheel drive, that feels good. No turbo lag, the grip is immense. Got to just watch out for some sheep here on the left. Hello sheepies. I mean, yeah, the power delivery is impressive, down to second. Yeah, it's playful. Wow, the brakes are awesome. Carbon ceramics. No idea what she's saying. Shush, Mercedes. Yeah, I know I'm shifting down a gear. What the hell is this? One annoying point about the new Mercedes is this new assistant, which is shite. Anyway, back.
Models often come equipped with cutting-edge technology.
Shut up!
In design and performance.
No.
How may I help you?
Shut up. Right, it's gone away now. That's really annoying, isn't it? Anyway, sorry guys, back to the chase. So yeah, this car handles very well. It does. Now, I know there's going to be people out there who are going to be calling for this car to be featured in a track battle, and I get it. You want to see this car go against the new RS5 and the G80 M3. If you're watching and you've got one of these cars, potentially the new RS5, hello, reach out to us, support@drivenplus.co.uk. So what's my thought on this new C63? When it first came out, I was disappointed with Mercedes, and I still do think they missed a trick. However, since then, a lot of performance cars have taken the same approach, so I'm less disappointed with Mercedes, but I will always say, what if this car had a V8? What if? And that'll always be the case. Once you accept this car for what it is, you'll have a different outlook on it. Anyway, I'd like to say a massive thanks for Wes for letting me review this car, and thank you to you for watching. So please leave a like on the video and please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you soon for another car review and track battle on every Friday. Bye bye.